One of my jobs in the morning is to make the fire so that the house gets warm, to have hot water. And the nice thing about this range is you can also cook and bake with it.
Look what we've lost this century alone. Friendship and trust are hard to come by. Faith in the past was the heart of society. How long will it last? To Babylon falls. That one's gonna fall sooner or later. Just have to try to get this one to go between those trees. Okay, Gabriel. We're gonna cut now on this side first. And then when we cut that way, it'll fall the right direction. Okay, so you stay back. Make sure Paula is not in the way. Being a farmer or living on the country is like all romantic and everything. There's nothing romantic about it. Work, work, work. That was about 4 or 5 hours of hard work. We'll have to do that tomorrow because it's getting dark now. But I'd say this is enough wood for about a week in the winter. So we definitely have more work ahead of us. As a kid, I used to always dream of one day having, a farm and being very self-sufficient. And well, it's not exactly that, but we are very self-sufficient already. We have our own water source, our own forest, and we can cut down the trees, plant trees, and sooner or later we'll get into growing things. And one of the next things I want to do in the next couple of years is have a whole solar system going so that our whole energy for electricity is self-sufficient and we're not dependent on anybody. A friend of mine, Federico, he's got amazing setup at his place, and yeah, I want to get there eventually. We're here at Federico's and Maggie's place, and Maeve, and they have a son called Angelo, so it's 2 of Angelos here already. He's going to show us their energy system they got going. They're completely off-grid. They've got no electricity coming from, from some company. They have their own solar, wind turbine, batteries, everything running, and that's something we want to get going sooner or later. So Federico, can you show us your system?
Okay, we have PV panels here, so they convert light into electricity. You won't get much energy maybe in December to January, which is not much light in Ireland. And in the winter, in fact, we have the wind turbine, and when there's no light at all, it can be really foggy,
there tends to be more wind and it's more
exactly.
stormy.
So,
Okay.
yeah, you're gonna experience all that
Yeah, yeah.
in December. And in fact, when it's windy like that, people hate it, but we're like, bring it on!
Yeah, there, it's
It's been enough.
Yeah.
And we can have a look at the system, the controllers, inverter, battery system. Here we are. That's the electrical cabin. And then this is the inverter. The inverter converts the 12 volt energy from the batteries into 240 volt. So it brings that to the house. So the inverter sends about 1,200 watts. So we can use everything up to that. We won't be able to run an electric oven, for example. So we actually realized how much an electric oven consumes a crazy amount of energy. People have all these appliances but don't realize how much energy they consume. Then they pay the bill, but they don't. For us, it was a big learning process. We haven't got a toilet in the house, which is people always say, "Oh my God, that's crazy." But in fact, we love it. You can have a look here. It looks kind of like a normal toilet, but in fact, it's a dry toilet, how they call it. So you just do your thing and then you put sawdust, and it doesn't smell anything. It's pretty amazing. And then once the bucket is full, I just transfer it here into the compost bin, and I leave it to cure, and then you just have pure compost, which is amazing for the plants, grow plants.
But
Easily, I think.
how is it for you? You know, nowadays in most countries, at least in Central Europe and the Western world, compost toilet is seen as something, you know, dirty and
Yes.
and how can you and you know, when in fact it's the most natural thing.
It is,
you know.
Yeah, no, especially, well, I think it's the most hygienic thing you can actually have. My mom, for example, stayed here for a month, and she's a 65-year-old woman, and she loved it. She absolutely loved it. So, and say, I want to go home and have a compost toilet.
But she lives in an apartment, no?
She lives in an apartment with her story building in
Her
the
neighbors
city.
are not gonna like that.
No, it's like, it's like, how am I gonna do that? You know?
Yeah.
But in fact, when it's properly composted, is actually, there's no dirt, no.
I mean,
Very safe.
You don't
no.
smell anything here, and it's just if you know what you're doing and how you're doing it.
And those compost bins are just full of shit. The entire thing.
Yeah.
There's no flies, no. Very clean, in fact.
Okay. Federico, thank you very much. And yeah, you see, many people have different ideas of living, and it's so great. And in this area, we have so many friends. Tell me now when I go home, the boys won't leave because alone. They pull my hair, stole my comb, but that's alright. She is handsome, she is pretty, she's the girl of the prophecy. She is flirting 1, 2, 3, and please would you tell me? Hey! Tell me now when I go home, the boys won't leave because alone. My hair, stole my comb, but that's alright. Thanks for coming.
Not a bother.
So, you brought a few trees with you?
Yeah, I've got the trees here in the van here. These ones are yours. The sweet chestnut.
Okay. So how old are they, round about?
Well, actually, I didn't have them all in the same age, so
That's no problem.
these ones are 3-year-olds,
Yeah.
and these ones are 2-year-olds.
Cool.
So you've got the slightly smaller ones there.
Okay. So you're gonna show me how it works?
Yeah, I'll help you plant them.
That's great. Thanks a lot.
I brought some spades.
Okay. Oh, you brought a fiddle too.
That was in there already.
You play?
I do, yeah.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, we need to decide on the spacing.
Yeah.
I would recommend between 2 and 2.5 meter spacing, you know?
Yeah.
So if we would just have a look at what that looked like. So
Sure.
this 1, 2.
Kids
oh, no,
come also,
2.5.
if they can put
Yeah,
one or two.
okay.
Emma Joseph, come on. Learn something.
So put one there, and then the next one comes out over here. Okay, so we're just doing, it's just called a T-cut. So that's in there once, and then you just come in from the other side. That's it. And then you lift it right up like that.
Sure.
And then you just take the tree. So that one just goes in like that. You stamp it down so that it doesn't wobble about too much, and then another little bit of earth up around it. It doesn't take very long.
That's it, yeah?
As simple as that. It's the roots are completely.
Yeah.